hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk about the health of your hair. You see, one of the most common problems we have are people who have dry scalps, people who have a lot of dandruff, people who have hair which is aging prematurely. It's called premature graying of the hair. Then we have people who constantly have split ends. We have people whose hair is dull and frizzy all of the time. Well, we're not going to talk about any particular shampoos today. We're not going to talk about chemicals. We know it's all available out there. Different advertisements showing you, different shampoos and how it can boost the health of your hair. When you're looking at the health of your hair, it's an inside-out approach. It's what you feed yourself, the roots of your hair, what reaches your roots of your hair in terms of vitamins, minerals, all of that stuff. It's an inside-out approach. But today what I want to talk about has existed in ancient India for the longest time possible. Now, there's a reason why I keep encouraging people to go back to their roots, because when you really go back a couple of years, decades and decades ago, and you looked at how our ancestors lived, no doubt medicine and technology has made a huge difference to our lives today, but we cannot ignore the amount of wisdom that our parents and our grandparents and our grandparents' parents had when it came to simple things like looking after their health, their hair, their skin, combinations of certain foods, how they managed to deal with acidity when antacids didn't exist, how they managed to deal with pain when the kind of painkillers that we have today didn't exist. You see, people managed, they adapted, they used the gifts of nature, and they used their own wisdom to put all of this together. Now, I'm not saying go out there and start eating roots and nibbling on leaves without the right knowledge, because that can also kill you. What I'm saying is, let's start going back to our roots to see the things that worked, and then study it further to see if it can cause any chemical harm to the human body. And if it doesn't, then there's no reason why we shouldn't go back to our roots and try it. Today, what I want to talk about for your hair is something that probably your grandmoms made into a brown paste and rubbed it into your hair, into your scalp. It's called shikakai. A lot of us will know what shikakai is. The younger generation may not understand what shikakai really is. Shikakai is nothing but a plant. It's a plant, it's a climbing shrub that grows across Asia. And the flower of this plant is taken and made into a powder. And then your grandmoms would take this powder and mix it with water into a brown paste, and they would massage it into your scalp and into your hair. Now, shikakai is one of the most amazing natural products that you can put into your hair. I would say it's more powerful than most of the chemical shampoos that exist out there. I'm not saying that shampoos are bad, but we need to understand, always flip over your shampoo bottle and read the ingredients. And you'll have this whole list of chemicals that you're putting into your hair, which eventually is getting into your body. Now, coming back to shikakai, which comes from a normal plant, a climbing shrub, the number one thing is it has a cooling effect on your scalp, which is why it is great for people who have a dry scalp. Now, when you have a dry scalp, your scalp holds onto a lot of dirt, and then we have a lot of dandruff and we have a lot of dead cells on our scalp. Now, what shikakai does is it can basically naturally induce sebum secretion, and that's what helps us to overcome a dry scalp. So it's great when it comes to even dandruff, because shikakai is absolutely and 100% antifungal. And we all know that dandruff is nothing but a fungi that grows on your scalp. So the cleaner that you can keep your scalp, now no matter how clean we keep it, you step out in today's pollution, you step out in traffic, there's dust, there's smog, there's all of these things that gets into our hair, and our hair holds onto it, and the landing base is our scalp. So the pores on our scalp get blocked, and we can't have natural sebum secretions, which basically makes our scalp drier and drier. So shikakai has a cooling effect on your scalp. It is excellent for dandruff. It is exceptionally great for a dry scalp. If you have a lot of itchiness on your scalp and inflammation, the use of shikakai on your scalp can naturally heal this again. When it comes to hair growth, such a huge problem. Most people today have hair loss because of poor eating habits. They're constipated, they have lack of protein in their diet, they have lack of B vitamins in their diet, they don't have enough of blood circulation so that the blood can carry vitamins and minerals and oxygen to your hair follicles and basically stop the hair fall that you have. But shikakai, because it's rich in antioxidants, and antioxidants can fight the amount of free radicals that we have in our system that also causes hair fall, it is excellent to restore your hair growth. It is also rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin E, and vitamin K, which nourishes your hair follicles. And your hair follicles, think of them as roots of a plant. If you feed the roots of a plant the right amount of food and the right amount of water, the plant grows strong. The plant grows absolutely healthy. Exactly the same thing with your hair. Now, if you want shiny hair, shikakai is great for shiny and smooth hair because it contains something called saponins, and it's also rich in vitamins and antioxidants, and this makes your hair very light and very shiny. So people whose hair gets constantly entangled with each other because of the lightness of your hair and its ability to add volume to your hair, it can also entangle, basically detangle naturally. And this also protects it from split ends. A lot of women have problems of split ends, and shikakai is great for split ends, keeping your volume of your hair good and keeping the shine in your hair as well. Premature graying, a huge problem. 1, because of stress. 2, because of malnutrition. And 3, because we don't have the right nourishment that reaches our hair follicles. And using shikakai automatically nourishes our hair with the vitamins that we just spoke about. So this can also be possibly used for premature graying. We have another common problem called hair lice. Hair lice happens in children and adults as well. And usually when you have hair lice, you're given a shampoo from the pharmacy that is so rich in sulfurs and chemicals, it is really damaging to the scalp. But when you use our natural shikakai, it is great for hair lice. It can prevent and it can also kill hair lice because of its antimicrobial, its antibacterial, and its antifungal properties. Now, where do you get shikakai? You can get it on Amazon. You can get it in any of the Ayurvedic stores. It's cheap. You can get it everywhere. Get it in the powder form. All you need to do, it takes you like less than 5 seconds to mix a little bit of shikakai powder with water, make it into a slightly thick paste, and you rub it into your scalp, you rub it into your hair, and within 3 to 4 minutes, you can wash it off. You can do this twice a week, you could do thrice a week, or you could even do it once a week, depending on the health of your hair. Something as simple as this, and it's not going to cost you so much like all these branded shampoos. I have nothing against branded shampoos. I'm just trying to say that if you go back to nature and back to your roots, you have an alternative that costs you much less and which is so much more effective, and it is chemical free. What we're trying to aim for is chemical free products that we consume and that we put on our skin and our hair, because you need to know that all those chemicals seep into your system, causing toxicity at some point. So shikakai can be got anywhere locally on Amazon. Find a good brand, mix it with water, make a paste. It's good for your children, it's good for you, it's good for your parents, it's good for everyone. Go back to your roots. Have a great evening, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.